Hello, I'm Ehud Turkin, and I'm sorry I haven't posted as much as I wanted this past week or so. I've been busy working with carnies at the county fair. You think that's a joke? It's not. So, let's get started in earnest with a new segment I call Ehud's Crazy Thoughts. Today's crazy thought: why is it people want fairness? Alright, so let me elaborate on what exactly I think of when I think fairness. I think of it when everyone is treated exactly the same. If I get $1, everyone else gets $1. That's basically what's fair. It's kind of like cutting up a cookie with your friend. I get half, you get half. I really think the only best example of a fair society is, well, the communist society. Imagine, no matter what job you do, you are paid the same amount as everyone else that is doing that job. But even then, there is a lot of unfairness in the communist society, simply because, well, people with different jobs would be paid differently. And that means that even if someone has a job that is more important or difficult or takes more effort, they may get paid less than the person who has a much more simple job. So when I think of a truly fair society, it is a place that just by existing, you are given the same amount of everything as the person next to you. Pretty cool, huh? So let's do some math, because I love math. How much money would you have if all the money in the world was divvied up between everyone? And just how much would you be able to live the current lifestyle you are on that money? Well, I'm going to estimate a lot with this, so let's start. About 7 billion people in the world, and according to a few studies, there's about $10.5 trillion in US currency in circulation today. So, just how much would you have? Let's see, wow! We would all have a total $1,500! Yeah, and that's it. So think about it. What can you buy with that much money? Well, how about a new computer? That could be a pretty nice laptop, but that's about it. Nothing much more. What about food? How long could you live off $1,500? It differs from city to city, place by place. But figuring for different cities, let's see. How about my hometown of Spokane? Well, apartment there averages about $1,000 a month. So I'd be on the street in less than 2. And if I didn't starve first, the average groceries cost about $200 a month. Yeah. So what about the poorest city in the world? Well, I can't really pinpoint the poorest city, but the poorest country seems to be the Democratic Republic of Congo. Well, rent for an apartment there for about one person is about $100. And food is often less than $1 a meal, so yeah, less than a year and you'd be out in the streets. Still a lot longer than I could pull in America! So why not just pull out all those numbers? Well, simply give you an understanding that the difference between living expenses between what we have and what the rest of the world has is much different. How does this tie into fairness? Simple. If we treated everyone fairly, then our capitalist market would almost literally self-destruct. Our minds as a capitalist society can't really fathom the idea of fairness. Things can't be divvied up equally among everyone. Sorry, it's not possible. So how about we change the question from actual material goods to everyone just being treated the same? That seems like a good idea. Well, actually that makes us run into a much different problem. A social problem. Warning! This next section is going to be very delicate. So if I say something that sounds inappropriate or spiteful, please wait until the end of the video to rant in the comment section. Thank you. If we were to give everyone in the world a truly honest ranking, basing it on that the average person would equal a 1, then I honestly believe that the total score of all those numbers put together would be greater than the total population of the world, many times over. Why? Well, when people work together, we can reach the moon. build monuments that very well might outlast us. We can protect our homes and defend our ideals. That being said, a very large amount of people would score less than 1, since we're basing on that the average person would only equal 1. So let's just get this out of the way. I'm pretty sure that a majority of the people who would score less than 1 would be from America, where a good number of the 2s and 3s would come from third and second world country. Why? Simple. Americans have a much simpler and easier life. We don't have to deal with a lot of the problems other people do. Now, I'm not trying to say that all Americans lead an idealistic life. We actually have a very inspiring life, rather. And basically that means that when we devote our attention and efforts on a few single things, we can give birth to heroes and movements that the repercussions of which are still being felt today. America was built by elites, people from the highest ring of society. They wanted to build a land, a country, where a person comes from doesn't matter, but rather who they are and what their personality is defines them, not any stereotype or racist ideal. So, let's say that we lived in a fair world, where everyone on that list just equaled 1. That the person who is lazy and does nothing with their life is worth the same as the person who would work just as hard as 3 people put together. This isn't a world that is good, but rather a world where those who work hard are not rewarded. They're even almost condemned. So if a fair world isn't good, then what kind of world should we strive for? Well, in the words of Martin Luther King Jr., I have a dream that my 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. By the content of their character. Could you just imagine this man's dream? A world where everyone has the same chance at their dreams. Imagine a world where if you don't reach your dream, then you just didn't try hard enough. That statement may sound mean, but in the world this man dreamed of, you were given equal chance. It isn't because you weren't born in the right place, or your parents weren't the right people, or even your ancestors weren't the right people. You didn't put forth the effort to achieve your dream. Equal rights. America may not be everything what Dr. King dreamed of, but I'm sure he would say that we have carried on his dream. We have brought it forward. I have to say, I want to live in a world where it doesn't matter who you are, where you came from, anything like that. Where you are given an equal chance as everyone else, where your value is given by others. Yes, that's always going to be there. But where they judge you by how hard you work and by how much they like you. Having a likable personality and being a hard worker is the most important thing out there. I want that world. And I won't even begin to think that I have any idea of how to begin to build that future. Since all I can do is treat everyone the same. And I hope that you will join me. Is it a crazy thought that everyone wants everything to be fair? Yes. But I think the best future isn't a fair one. It's an equal one.